Hello everybody, welcome back. It has been almost a month since my last video. There is a reason for that. I have been following Rust language for some time. Though C has been my bread and butter since graduation, there are times I had wished for a better language. C is the best language when it comes for freedom, as it allows you to modify anything anywhere in the memory, but the same reason has made the bug-free code difficult in C. So Rust was in my radar for quite some time, though I have never put my effort to learn it. But when I started with the Risc-v, I thought Rust along with the Risc-v would be a great combination. So here you see the Rust code of the LED blinking code in Rust is running on my Hifive1 RevB board, Hifive1B board. So I have split this session into three. One is setting up my virtual machine. Second one is install the necessary toolchains for both Rust and Risc-v, then running the LED code. So let's get started. So the first session would be like setting my Linux or my virtual box and getting the Linux environment ready. So I use my Mac. So with the help of the virtual box, I set the virtual machine with Ubuntu. As you know that Linux is the best environment to learn the in-progress work. So the Rust and especially the toolchain, the Rust toolchain for Risc-v is very primitive, I guess. So I started with the Ubuntu 20 and try to see or evaluate how things are all with Rust and Risc-v combo. So this is what you see. My Linux machine is getting ready. So mostly I would fast forward the okay, yeah, here you see these you need three images. One is the Ubuntu, you need the Ubuntu installation file. Then since I'm using a Mac and VirtualBox, there is a extension called what is that? Yeah, extension pack. I need that if I have to connect my hardware from my host machine to the virtual machine, then I need that. So yeah, here you see that Linux machine is ready. I'm just doing the sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade just to install the essentials, and I would also do the build essential soon. So here you see the update manager is running. It takes some time, but if you directly want to jump into the second part, you can just jump into maybe 11 minutes, the duration. Yeah. So that's the build essential you need. Sometimes just to make things easy, I write a text here. See, let's start to install a Rust here. But to install Rust, you need curl. That's why I'm installing curl here. So if you see the next command, Yeah, so to copy paste between my Mac host and my virtual machine, I need this guest. Uh, there's a VirtualBox package or an ISO file called, what is it called? A VirtualBox GuestAdditions. So there might be one for Windows as well, but this is for Mac. And if I, without installing this, you cannot share the same clipboard between the host and the virtual machine. So if I have this, then it will be very easy for me to copy the links. So these are all the three images I said. So VirtualBox extension pack to connect the host USB to the virtual machine, and then the Ubuntu, and the third one is the GuestAdditions, just to copy paste between the host and virtual machine. Yeah, so virtual machine is ready. I'm just gonna start over, and so this is what I said. So the VirtualBox extension pack is needed. So that's the settings to copy host to virtual machine or virtual machine to host. That's basically just sharing the clipboard. So I just set it as bidirectional. Now I can paste any command. So I have mostly Stack Overflow and Risc-v forum and Rust forum are the forums I took help from. So this session is a comprehension, or this is a summary of all what I learned. So this is what I said. So this is a command, install the Rustup. So this would take some time to install the Rust, but yeah, please follow the instructions carefully. You have to source the home cargo. So cargo is the packet manager for a Rust. So that checks for the dependencies you need, and based on the target, so it compiles the required toolchain, everything. So Rust is installed now. If you run Rust, so you wouldn't find anything. So if you just add in cargo, then you will know. So it's basically cargo is, you do everything through cargo manager or the cargo packet manager. So I'm just adding the path of the cargo and the Rustup binary to the default path. You can either do like this, like exporting here, or you can just change your bash RC file, or it's up to you. But all you need is that you should have when you run cargo, the binary you should be able to run it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Rustup. Yeah, see, now you are able to, so the binary works. So now we need cargo generate. So cargo generate is like to make the lives of the developers easy by, okay, let's see, this is a sample example. So cargo install, cargo generate, and if you give a git path, so basically what cargo generate does is it helps you to quick start with a pre-existing git repo or git template, but it needs the libssl. So you have to install the SSL library. So that's the cargo generate getting installed. So you can see the list of toolchains, the Rustup toolchain. So you can see only the x86 is there, but you need the toolchain for the Risc-V. So we need to download the toolchain for Risc-V. So this, as you can see here, see cargo generate, and you give a git path and you give some project name. You can just give an app or anything you want. Basically, it just creates a directory in that name. And if you just build, see cargo build, and if you just give a target here, I'm giving Risc-V 32 IMAC because that's the a target of a Hifive1 or Hifive1B board. So now you see cargo packet manager is resolving all the dependencies, and it would install the dependent packages and compile the toolchains needed for the target, whatever you have asked for. So that's done. So we have the Rust toolchain for RV32IMAC target. If you see target, yeah, so you can see there is a directory created under the target with RV32 IMAC. Now let's build the LED blink code. So I just give example and LEDs underscore blink. So the Rust code is inside the source / examples. So once that is compiled, you see the target. Yeah, you can see that the LFL is already compiled and it's ready. Okay, so now we have the compiled Rust code for blinking LEDs on Risc-V or the Sifive RevB board. So now we need a GDB server and client, but so the GDB server is the one which accepts a connection from the GDB client, but here I'm using Segar. So you can go to the link, and so this specific version I'm using 64-bit Ubuntu. So this 6.98a is what is recommended by Sifive. So I'll just download the same version. And if you will get a .dbn file, and all you need to do is just copy that in directory and just install this way. That would be installed in slash opt slash segar. So you can see here. So GDB server. So there you see the binary of J-Link GDB server there. So then we need the GDB client, and also what else we need? So this is the link. So all these links I will try to put it in the description. So this is where you can download the toolchain for Sifive boards. This is the one which is the GDB client, but GDB client needs the lib cursor. So first you install the, but I already have the lib cursor, so now we can, since we have both the server and GDB server and client, we should be able to run and see if this works well. But I have to add the path of the Risc-v, the GCC path to my path, the binary to my path. So you can see that typing the command works, so the path is added. So now all you need to do is just run the server and wait for a client connection. But this device speed and the JTAG speed and the device ID are all given by, I took it from the Rust link, so it should work. So you can see that the GDB server is waiting for a connection, and now let's run cargo run from the app, whatever we named. I named it as YouTube demo. So inside that, if you run just cargo run, then you can see here it's waiting for the connection, and you should get, and then yeah, it's connected, and you can see the symbols doing that. But if you couldn't see if you couldn't set up the GDB server running, or if you have any problem, then most likely it would be for two reasons. One is either the board is not connected properly to the machine. That might be because, for example, there's an option for me in my in the virtual box on the bottom right side, where you have to just click and connect any USB device from the host to the virtual machine. Either you did not do that, or there you have also there is also necessary to update the what is that file, the udo rules. So this is what this is all about. So you can see that if you go to the /etc udo rules.d, there will be a file named 99-jlink rules, and you have to just add that particular line before the last line. I'll just show you where it is. So go to /etc udo and rules.d and 99 jlink rules, and just before the last line, yeah. So this is the line you need to add. That's the last line, but you have to just add that line, yeah, correct. just before that. So this would this is the one which would enable the help the board to register properly with your Linux machine. So once if the registration is successful, you should be able to see these two devices /tty ACM0 and 1. If you don't see this, then definitely you will not be able to run the code on the board. That means the board, unless you see this, the board is not connected properly. So that's it. So if everything is well and good, then finally your Hifive1 board should be blinking as you are gonna see now. Yeah. Yeah, all the necessary links and everything I'll put on the description. Okay, thank you.